Just before 100,000 BCE, a young Forerunner manipulator known as Bornsteller Makes Eternal Lasting had run away from home in a search of precursor artifacts, most notably the legendary Organon. Soon into his travels, he met two humans on Ur-Didact, otherwise known as Earth. These two humans served as guides in his search for precursor artifacts, eventually leading him to Jamankan Crater, where the Didact's cryptum lay hidden in the galaxy. Bornsteller had opened the Didact's cryptum, which at first displeased the Didact very much, but soon after careful thought, knew it had to be the work of his wife, the librarian. So he set out on a course along with the two humans and young manipulator in an effort to see what had been happening while he was gone, and also to search for the answer of why his wife had awoken him, fearing that the flood had returned. He set course for the planet of Charum-Hakor, where he and his fellow travelers found a desolate world, charred of all life, which he deduced to be the work of a halo. It is important to note the Didact had a strong distaste for both Faber and the halos, as he thought of them to be crimes against the mantle, which was the Forerunner's guidepost for millennia. Before he left the planet, he also saw that the Primordial's time lock had been opened, and that the Primordial itself was nowhere to be found. The Didact then traveled to the San Shayum system. However, before arriving, he performed a brevet mutation on Bornsteller, so that he would be able to access the domain, which was an esoteric storage of information dating back millions of years that the Forerunners were able to contact subconsciously. During this mutation, the Didact imprinted himself and his consciousness onto Bornsteller in an effort to save his memories and knowledge, knowing that his time may soon be coming to an end. Upon arrival on the San Shayum system, the Master Builder's forces intercepted the Didact and his fellow travelers. The Didact was immediately taken prisoner and questioned about his whereabouts and what he knew, although the Didact told Faber and his forces absolutely nothing. This resulted in Faber leaving the Didact in a stasis bubble aboard a ship along with a small number of other Forerunners, and placed that ship in a burn, which was the name for a region of space overrun by the flood. An unknown amount of time had passed while being locked in the stasis bubble, but eventually the Didact had been released. After assessing the situation and realizing that he and the other Forerunners were left behind, the Didact quickly took control of the ship and realized they were in a burn. At the same time, the ship had detected an incoming vessel, which turned out to be the ancient inactive precursor Star Roads, being activated by the flood. Determined to gain answers, the Didact did not leave the ship along with the other Forerunners, and instead subjected himself to a meeting with a Gravemind. The Didact immediately recognized the voice as the same intelligence as the Primordial, the one he had spoken to 10,000 years prior on Charum-Hakor. He then invaded the Didact's mind and inflicted unspeakable mental torture and torment in a process described as a malediction rather than a conversation by the Didact himself. However, the Gravemind did not intend to kill the Didact, and instead used him as a pawn in an effort to commit chaos against the Forerunners and the Ecumene Council. It was after this meeting with the Gravemind that the Didact decided to change his entire strategy in an effort to save the galaxy from the flood.